Hello friends, welcome back to automation-testing-salary.com. This is Selenium WebDriver Part 61 and today I'm going to show you how to implement extent report using TestNG. And in the last video we talked about how to generate extent report and how to add a screenshot in extent report. And today mainly we'll discuss how to implement extent report using TestNG. And there are few things which we'll discuss today. So let me just take you to my Eclipse. So Eclipse is already open, and in the last video we have created a project called extend demo. And yeah, let me just recap what we have done so far, and there are few more things which we are going to implement today. So if you remember, last time we have created a base class and one test class. Okay, so in the base class what we have done, we have configured our extent report in the base class in before suite. If you see, we have this set extend method. So this is extent report configuration which we have done inside this set extend method, and this is to end the report extend.flush, and simply we have this setup method to launch the browser in at before method annotation, and we have this tear down method. Based on that we are writing the status in our report, in extent report, like whether it is pass, fail, or skip. Okay, and we are closing the browser here, and we have a screenshot in base class. Okay, so what we are going to do today is we'll write separate extend class, or you can say extend manager class, where we'll do all the configuration related things in that class. And in the test class what we have done, we have created few test cases, and every time, if you remember, we have written this line of code, this extend.create test. We have called create test method every time to create the test cases in extend report. So this time, let's say if you have 400 500 test cases, so every time you have to write these test cases if you follow this procedure. Okay, so better to use TestNG. Okay, so how to implement that I'll show you in couple of minutes. And yeah, and I'll talk about extend config XML file as well, where you can do the configuration what we have done here, like that. Okay, and another thing is we can add logo in our report as well. Any company's logo, suppose you are working for any clients, so client logo you can attach in your extend report. So how to do that I'll show you. Okay. So let's first implement using TestNG, how we can do that. So what I'll do, first of all, I'll create a extend manager class so that we can do our configuration over there. So in src main Java I'll create package called extend manager and click on finish, and in this package I'll create class called extend manager. Click on finish, and what I'll do here, simply from base class I'll cut paste all those configuration, the objects which we have created. Okay, and I'll create, already we have that method, so simply I'll copy this entire method in my extend manager like this. And what I'll do, we'll have one more method to end the report. So this is the method. I'll cut and I'll put it over here like this. So we have this extend manager class where we have done this configuration, and what I'll do, from base class I'll call these two methods. Okay, this set extent and end report inside after suit and before suit and after suit. So public void, let's say for time being I'm giving name like before suite only. You can give some meaningful name as per your project later on. And how to call, so what I'll do, I'll make them static so I can call. Okay, and using class name, so we have to declare all these objects static only. So let me just declare them static like this. You can do, yeah, I think all should be fine. So from here, how to call, very good. Sorry, this is my base class. So how to call, we have extend manager, right? Extend manager dot set extent, we can call like this. And the second one is public void after suite method, and we'll call extend manager dot and report like this. So we have removed two methods from here, and we put the configuration in extend manager in separate class. So this is done, this extend manager is done. Now we'll do one thing here. Why this is giving error, we have to call them anyways. We'll do that later on. You can let it be like this. I'll tell you how to do that. Now we'll create one more package for listeners. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll create one package inside this src main java. I'll give name like com dot listener. Click on finish and create class inside that. Let's say listener class. Click on finish, and what we'll do, will extend manager, and we have to implement ITestListener. So once you implement this one ITestListener interface, then you have to add unimplemented methods from this interface. So if you mouse over here, add unimplemented methods, so just click on that. So all the unimplemented methods will be created here. Okay, so on test start, on test success, so here we can write. Okay, instead of writing every time, we can write over here whether I mean when the test starts, at that time we can write, and on test success we can write. And here I have extend manager, so I'll tell you the reason why I have extended extend manager. So simply what you can do, you can remove this on test start. So every time when the test starts, so what it will do, so here what we are doing, so here we are writing this code, this piece of line every time, right? So instead of writing here, we can what we can do, we can simply put on this method on test start. So since I am extending okay, so that's why there is no error over here, because we are getting the objects from extend manager, this test and extend. Okay, so this is done. On test start will create the test case. So instead of giving like this, we have this result object. From there we'll call get name. This is how we can implement. And what else? Simply you can remove this, and you can remove from the last case as well. And what you can do, sometimes you need to do some configuration on particular case. Okay, so in that case listener will not work. Okay, because you want case specific configuration. So in that case what you can do, you can declare in extend manager. You can already we have this static, so simply you call, because here what is the difference, I'll tell you. In our test class we are creating node. Okay, creating node means nothing but the steps we are creating. We are creating from the parent and then creating nodes. We have the parent test case, and from there we are creating the nodes, right? So for that we need to call this method create node from this extend test class. Okay, and this is test is from extend manager. Here you can see from extend test. So this is the object, test object. So to access that object, what we'll do, we can do like this, extend manager dot test. So we have to import com.extend manager, so it will work now. Yeah, like this. So simply you can customize your particular test case. So that this is the difference, guys. Here in these above two test cases, we are not executing any of the, I mean we are not configuring based on our test classes, right? I mean our test method. We are not calling any objects from extend manager, but for this test case, this sample test case, we are using this test object to call this create node method. So that's why we have created all these objects as static, and we are calling it from using class name. So this is also done, and this is our test class. Our extend manager is also done, and here it is giving error. Yeah, so now in in our listener class, what we'll do, this is at the beginning of the test. Okay, so it will create the test case every time. And what will happen when test is getting passed? Okay, so we have to write. So if you remember, in after method we have written all those things. So simply what I'll do, so in case of failure, what, simply I'll copy this, and I'll put it in the on test failure. So here we can put that condition over here. Okay, and it is asking driver, so we have to declare the driver as static, and simply we can call driver using class name, and we have to surround this with try catch. So all done. We are calling this method, and we have this path string result.get name. This string screenshot is there in base class, if you remember. And what I'll do for other two status, like if it is escaped, then we'll copy like this, and I'll put it in the this method on test escaped. So I'll put it over here like this. This is fine. And we have last one in case of when the test case is getting passed. So we have method on test success. So we'll put like this and remove else from here. So all done here. in listener class, okay, based on the status of our test case. Let's say this one on test start. First of all, it will create the test case for every test case, and this will give you the name of the test case, test method, result.getName, and yeah, rest of the things like on test success, when test case is getting passed, fail, and this is skipped. All the codes are same which we have written in previous class. Okay, I'm just configuring using TestNG still we are getting some error. Yeah, that is gone. And before, this is after method, so we can remove this is no more needed now, and simply will close the driver, the browser, and this is our screenshot method in base class. So everything is done. So we have, earlier we have two classes, base class and test class, these two. Now we have two more classes, extend manager, where we have configured our configuration for extend manager, for extend report in this extend manager class. Okay, all the codes are same, only script which we have written. So we have two methods, set extend and this end report, and we have listener class. So this is also we have gone through. Now what we'll do, we have a testng.xml as well. So here we have to add one more step here. So we have listeners tag, and inside that we have listener, there we'll call that listener class. So what is the package? Simply we can call using package dot class name. So this is my package dot, this is the class name. Yeah, so I think all set. Let me refresh this and test output. Here this is the folder, here the report should be generated. So what I'll do, I'll delete this one, and we'll run our test suite. So everything is done, guys. We have added the listener over here, and based on that it will work, the listeners. So if you don't know about listeners, then you can refer my previous TestNG tutorials, where I have explained about listeners. And do not worry about code, the script which we have written. The earlier script I have already posted in my blog, which is automationtestingcenter.com. If you navigate to this Selenium tutorial, and here you can see generate extent report and attach screenshots in extent report. So this is the post for previous class, and I'll add the script for today's class as well. Okay, so let me just run the project, the program. Okay, so right click and run as TestNG suite. Let's see what happens. So browser is launched, it will navigate to Orange HRM, and if you remember, we have added 3 test cases, we have written 3 test cases in last video. So it will execute one by one all these test cases. So this is the third test case. I think we have already failed one test case deliberately, all are passed. So here you can see all are passed, and if you refresh this project, and then here you can see my report, this is getting generated. And what I'll do, so here you can see the report. This how you can change the theme as well. So we have 3 test methods, all are passed. Okay, So there is no difference in the result. Only thing is that implementation we have done this time using TestNG listener. Okay, so this is how you can implement TestNG listener for extent report. And now we'll do one more thing. Every time if you see, if you run again one more time, it will overwrite the file again. Okay, so how to get the dynamic report every time? So what we can do, we have in this extent report, we have written like this, and I have one utility method, guys, already I have copy pasted here. So this is to get the current time. Okay, so simply I'll copy this method and I'll put in my base class. Okay, so after this I can put it over here. So this is my get current time method, which using simple date format class we are getting the current date time. So it will return current date. Okay, and in this listener, sorry, in this extend manager, what I'll do, so we have report name my report. So simply from here what I'll do, after this my report underscore and like this, and I'll call that method from base class. So this is how you can write inside a string using plus operator, and then dot, we have method get current time. So every time when you run the test case, it will generate the report in this form, my report underscore, this is the current date time in this format. We'll see the format, uh, year, month and date, and hours, minutes and seconds. Where is this? Yeah, now, yeah, last is good. Now we can rerun our script. One more thing we can do, in base class we have this, yeah, we are using here, we can remove this and we can add simply date name over here. That you can do from your end, because we are using one utility here, and you can use this get current time in this method as well, in this screenshot method. So simply you can remove this piece of code. Okay, so that you can do later on, and yeah, that is done. Now let me deliberately fail any of the test case so that we can see. Let's fail this not logo orange HRM test, so expected one. So this test should fail. Let me just rerun our program. So one more file should be added here. Okay, inside this extend report, one report should be generated, run as TestNG suite. This is the second test case. Yeah, now this time 3 test cases, failure 1. You can see here result as well, which we have changed the, we have changed orange HRM1, right? So this, that's why this is failed because of assertion. Now we'll see the report extent. Just refresh this. So here you can see, so every time when you run, it will create a new report. So this is dynamic, so it will not override your report. So every time we have to just go to properties and copy this entire path and put it over here. Here you can see, so default we have taken as dark, so that's why it is showing in dark mode. So this is how you can see your report. One test case is failed and two are passed. And what we'll do in this report, you can attach the logo as well. And let's talk about extent.config file. Okay, so that configuration you can do through XML file as well. Okay, so let me show you how you can do that. So I have already that in my previous project. Yeah, this extend config, I'll copy this. Simply I copy and I'll put it over in this extend demo. Just here we have extend config and we need logo as well, so I'll copy this folder, entire folder. Inside that we have this automation testing insider logo, so I'll put inside this. Yeah, so logo is copied here and we have extend-config file. So if you remember, we have done some configuration over here using HTML reporter. Okay, using object of extend HTML reporter. So what we'll do, so in this config file here I have opened, so here you can do the same setup what you have done using extend manager in this class using this object extend HTML reporter. Okay, so these are the configuration you have done at a report level, like you can set the document title, report name, theme and all. So what we'll do it through this XML file. So let it be like standard, and this is WordPress project, so I'll give name orange HRM, and this is not required protocol, and report name I'll give orange HRM project report. This will be the title and this will be the report name. Automation, this will be very long, so let it be like orange HRM project report. And this is to set up the logo. I mean this is the path, image path. So this is our image path, so simply copy this and yeah, you can copy till here and I'll put it over here in this project, so that it will display the logo in extend report. So this forward slash just put, so this is done. So all the configuration is done, rest of the things not required, so you can do some more configuration, you can play around it. So all done. Now we have to load this particular XML file. So how to do that? So from extend manager, at the beginning, after the report, after creating the report, what we'll do, HTML reporter dot, we have one method called, what is that method, load config. One second, I'll show you. Load, here you can see load config, load XML config. Okay, so you need to just call this method load xml config, and here you have to give the path. So simply system dot get property, and inside that user dot directory, and after that I think in previous yeah, simply you can do like this. And where is your this extend config xml, just do like this. So user directory extent-config.xml, so simply copy from here and put it over here like this. If everything is done, yeah, forward slash, yeah, this will give the root directory, and it will load this extent-config.xml. I think all done, and we don't need this configuration. So let me just comment all these. Okay, so by using this extent-config.xml, our configuration will be loaded for this extent report what we have given in this extend-config.xml file. So I think we are good to go. We can simply run this project again, our script. Okay, so run this TestNG suite, right click and run as TestNG suite. Let's see what happens, whether it will attach the screenshot, that logo, or not. The first test case executed. Now launching the browser for second test case. Navigated to URL, entering username and password. This is the last test case. So all done. We have to just refresh, and new file will be added in test output extend report. Here you can see one more file is added. So this is the latest one. So properties, and I'll copy this entire path, and I'll put it over here on the browser. Just why it is not getting added, what is showing like this, load image. Let me do that. But here you can see the name is coming, orange HRM project report, but why this logo is not coming? Any configuration issues there? Eclipse T works please. Logo, acha, logo underscore logo at ti.png. Maybe 1 second. Stream manager, extend config. Extend config. It is loading this. This is fine. We have to check the 1 second configuration file. Oh, this is what it is not displaying the image, so we have to remove one logo from here. So extend demo project, and inside that we have logo folder here, and after logo we have this ati.png. Now this should be fine. Let me just rerun this TestNG suite. This is the second test case, and now it will execute the last test case. Yeah, it is done. Yeah, so let me refresh one more time and then we'll see. We have test output and extend report. We have this one, the latest one, properties, and copy this path and I'll put it over here. Now here you can see the logo, ATI logo here, and this is the name which we have given in configuration file, in extent config file. This is the name of the project, and title, this is the name of the project report, orange HRM report. And if you mouse over here, you can see the title as well, like here, orange HRM project. This is the title of this extent report, and this is the image source file, path of our image. So here logo is displaying. Okay, so this is how you can configure your extent report using extent-config.xml file. Okay, so I'll put the entire script in my blog, guys, like I did for the last video as well, and you can get some other stuff as well, other tutorials, like all the source code you can get it from here for all the topics. Okay, so I'll do this in maybe a couple of days, okay, or very soon. Okay, so this is how you can configure your extent report using TestNG listeners. So let me just quickly recap what we have done so far. So this is our project extend demo, where we have this base class, base package, where we have base class. In base class we are simply having before suite, after suite method, and in these two methods we are calling set extend and end report from extend manager class, which we have created today. And this is just to setup method, okay, to launch the browser, and we have tear down to close the browser after every test case. So that's why we have after method. And these are some utilities methods, screenshot, and one more get current time. Okay, this is about base class. We have extend manager, where we have two methods, set extend to configure the extend report, and we have end report to end the report, flush the report. And we have listener class. So simply in listener class we are extending extend manager, which this class implements ITestListener, and these are all unimplemented methods which we are implementing for this extend report, like this. Okay, and yeah, this is XML file which we have configured few things over here. And this is test class. A test class is simple, which we have a few test cases for login page tests. We have login test, sample case, like this. So this is how you can configure extend report. And if you like this video, then please share, and thank you guys for watching. If you are new to my channel, then please subscribe it. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Bye bye.